We're going to talk about XRP and its wild predictions, but why am I keeping you grounded? So welcome to the channel. If you're new, please do subscribe, hit the bell button, like and comment. Now, this is an interesting topic. I've spoke quite a lot about wild predictions. This video series essentially goes over what people, companies, etc. think, not me, about like said assets. Cryptocurrency is kind of well known for its really bullish outlooks, and yeah, I understand them, but sometimes they go a little bit too far, and then you've got to kind of put bricks on your feet and keep yourself grounded. So please do understand that this is not to fud a project. This is just to kind of go, please don't expect something to go up to X amount within your lifetime, within the next 5 years, 2 years, whatever. So please just make sure you understand that. We want to talk about XRP, which is the Marmite of the crypto world. I hold XRP. I make it very clear that I do hold it. Personally, my opinion, I like it. I think as centralized as it can be, and it is, and with all the kind of little wishy-washy stuff around it, I personally think that this will probably pump. Simple as that. So that's why I'm holding it. Fundamentals wise, obviously we know it's good payment processing, it's fast, it's easy to use essentially, and also it stops limitations of said coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum with fees essentially, and most importantly speed. So let's talk about some really interesting propositions in terms of pricing. Now I want to make this very clear. I think personally buying at these levels isn't a bad place to be. When you look at the past data, you could probably get a better price in terms of 18, maybe 15 cents. But the one thing that really does hurt me in terms of listening to people with XRP is the degree of realism goes totally out the window. And I want to make that vitally important around this segment of this video. You need to be realistic in understanding that if you are putting out some really big price predictions, you're going to change like the whole outlook of realism, right? It has to be, you can't just go into any sort of asset, an investment, a property, whatever, and expect to buy a house at like $2,000 and for it within 10 years it's worth 2 billion. It doesn't make fucking sense, put it that way. So XRP has that caveat where people just like go, oh my god, this is going to be worth billions, millions, trillions, billions, whatever. It's ridiculous. So just have that in mind. So I want to talk about some price predictions that are quite reserved first. So Trading Beast has been, these are relatively quite bearish essentially. I've seen some really random ones, but they're touting between 36 and 41 cents over the course of the next few years, which is fair enough, understandable. But obviously this one is obviously, this one, Wallet Investor, I'm pretty sure this one is just pure, I think it's an AI fault because it's ridiculous. Going down to those levels, obviously could slide down to, that is obviously wrong. So we'll disregard that one. But in terms of this one, this is obviously very interesting as well in terms of price prediction, long forecast, 26 cents up to 10, between 10 and 17 cents. But you got to think, is there a potential bull run here? Well, potentially we could be coming to a new cycle of a bull. So I can imagine that these price predictions as well, economic forecast agency, essentially long forecast, you know, 6 cents in 2022. I find that very unlikely in my opinion as a bearish prediction. But going into Smart Ethereum, this is a one where they are Houston and Silicon Valley based news website founded in 2017. These are often quite bullish, and I want to talk about these ones as a bit of an area. So many experts have been reluctant to make a price prediction higher than $500 a coin. And it seems that this has recently changed. Suggests that XRP could reach up to $1,000 per coin in a few years' time. Now, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you here. I think that is very unrealistic. I would be, put it this way, I don't hold a lot of XRP. I don't hold a lot. I know people that hold a lot more than me, and I am bullish long term. But if, say, XRP goes to $5, in my opinion, of what I hold, it's enough for me to buy a house where I live. And that's like quite conservative. That is like me, that's basically just over all-time highs. That's like the next level is $5 essentially. From $3, $35 is probably the next sky limit. that is life changing in some ways to me, because I only invested $1,000. You know, when you think about that gravity wise of like, in terms of capital appreciation, return of investment, all kinds of stuff like that. That's like fucking, I'll have that, please. When you start seeing the fact of $500 and $1,000 per coin touted and said, you got to start thinking, hold on a minute. You know, that courtesy look, thinking, have you lost your trolley? Have you, you know, are you okay, mate? Because it does seem very, very unrealistic in my viewpoint, and that's my personal opinion on it. But if you go through all these kind of predictions, there's loads of them, but I understand why people predict that because of the way that it is built, and I really, really do admire the architectural structure of how XRP as a token could, top word there is could, work. Now, let's talk a bit more realistic there. I said I only invested $1,000, and I have. I've also made more through trading. I've also been given some as donations and all kinds of cool stuff from the community in the past, which is, by the way, fucking awesome. But for me, if anything ever went to those price levels of like $5, $10, I would be getting the biggest itch in my foot to scratch it, to take profits, as simple as that. Because the biggest loss in my mind, and this is for everyone, if you've got money on the table and it goes down, it's the worst loss ever. You never know when things are going to turn around. If XRP goes to $5 and turns around and goes back down to $1, you're going to feel shit, especially if you're the person that's bought $2, $3. You've made money, but not as much. So be careful on that. Moving on to the next bit here is obviously, this is one I've used before, obviously crypto rating. This has got a bit more of a better kind of forecasting element to it. 2025, $1.16 is potentially what they're touting, but this is obviously AI. AIs are a bit different. They will obviously vary due to the fact of market conditions. So, you know, realistically, I think it's a bit bearish in some cases, but I do think they are hitting the nail on the head in terms of progressive growth, because it is a very, very good in terms of strong fundamentals of the decrease in supply due to the fact of fee burning. The more people that use XRP, the supply will get less, even though there is quite a chunky supply. Just be careful on that. And I want to talk finally on the last bit here. 10,000, right? I've done a video on this. There's a company called Mineable that do YouTube videos, quite good published videos. They talked about this and I already mentioned it with the architectural design, that it could reach up to $10,000. Now, I don't want to put it on record. I might be dead by the time this actually does happen, but I think 10,000 XRP or $10,000 per XRP is fucking mental, right? Apologies for my language there, I don't care. But that would indicate that something's gone wrong in real world economics, I think, personally. I think that is where there's hyperinflation and there's absolutely freaking monkeys running wild, basically. It'll be going crazy. The world will be going to absolute rat shit if that happens. If you look at the economic model of what that means. Imagine buying, you know, 10,000 XRP right now, and then it goes to 10,000 per coin. Mind boggles, right? So just be careful with these kind of predictions. What I would say is this. I think personally, my opinion is all cryptos have this caveat of absolutely scary bullish predictions. And yes, we've seen the huge pumps, the big rise in certain coins over the past few years. They make a lot of money. But when you go out the realm of like another orbit, planet, galaxy into 10,000 levels for a coin with such a huge supply, I find that very, very unlikely. In my opinion, price shouldn't govern success. That's my personal opinion. But XRP right now at 24 cents, I think it'll go a lot higher than that in a bull run, obviously. I think that is obvious to everyone. But I also think you got to time it right, because if you're level and you're just going with your blinkers on thinking it's going to go to $1,000, $500, $10,000, whatever, you're missing the bigger picture that you are making a ton of money on that entire run. If you buy XRP, for example, below 50 cents and it goes to $3, $4, $5, $6, up to $10, you've done well. You've done very well as an investor. You got to think, how far can it go before it really turns around and hurts you? Because That's where FOMO comes in. I know people that invested in XRP sub $3, above $2.50. Not nice. How do they feel? That's a question. So wild predictions done. Video. It's really hot in the UK. I'm going to go and jump in the pool. I don't even have a pool. Why am I saying that? The dog's got a pool. I might jump in that. So I'll see you later.